Yeah. It's that time. Yeah, it's that time.
You live?
That time. Yeah, it's that time. It's that time. What's going on, everybody? Happy
Happy to be back.
Monday. It's the 11th of August. Year 2025. Hopefully, everybody's had a blessed weekend, had a healthy weekend, spent it with some loved ones, checked in on their people.
Yep.
We missed a birthday, an important birthday in the L family, man. My brother Edwin, happy birthday, man. I had to leave the show with that. Oh my gosh. You want to talk about just a top
solid
person, man, and has been that way every minute of every day we've met this guy. Shout out to Edwin, man. Happy birthday, man. Hopefully,
a supreme coin stacker too. High credit score, investing well.
Yeah, he's really doing the thing, man. Just an incredible human being, man. Just wanted to wish him a happy birthday off the rip, man.
Happy birthday to Edwin. I think he turned 40. So happy birthday.
Oh, word? Yeah. Happy 40th, my guy. How we feeling? How's everybody feeling? You good?
Great, man. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Excited. Invest Fest around the corner. We'll be working the presentation
next week.
That's a fact. It's next week, bro. It's next week, man.
Next week.
It's crazy, man.
We all live. That's
we are live. Right. Shout out to everybody that sent traveling mercies for us. You can see Shotty is back here in America. I am back here in America. We're back in New York. Ian is back in America. Location to be determined. So we appreciate all of that, man. But you know how this goes, man. We never gonna miss a Monday. Not if we can't. We're gonna make sure that we're here. Don't matter what part of the world we in, we're gonna deliver, man. So I'm happy that everybody's here. Got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot going on. So of course we're gonna talk about Invest Fest this next week. Yeah. But blackout 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. This week we got a lot to talk about. Trump took over DC. Threatened New York and Chicago next.
And
congratulations to MG too on his baby shower.
Yes,
congrats MG. I wish I could have been there. Congrats to you, my brother. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, man. You saw the smile on his face, man. Congrats to him.
For sure. So tune into that. No EYO episode this week. Watch the back episodes. We got a lot to prepare for Invest Fest. So we're taking this week off, but we got some content on the way. Ian, any announcements?
And messy news that Her app.
Yo, number 4.
Getting some traction, ladies.
Number 4 free most downloaded app.
Yes. Let's have an amazing show. I'll do mid-roll. Shout out to everybody in Red Panda. Let me get some pandas in chat. And how much are you up on Nvidia?
Yeah, there's a couple ones we could talk about tonight on how much you up on. But Nvidia, that's one of them ones, man. A lot of stuff going on.
Disclaimer?
Yeah, let's do this, man. You know how this works, man. Do your own research. This is live, right? Our content is intended to be used and must be used for informational purposes only. It's very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with, or independently research and verify any information that you find on our show and wish to rely upon, whether for the purposes of making an investment decision or otherwise. Watch this, Ian. Continue to do the research. And when it's great research, share the research. That's how we build community.
Quick upgrade.
That's how we build wealth. That's how we build sustainable wealth. Love is love, yeah. This is a message brought to you by the good brothers at Earn Your Leisure and the good brother Ian Dunlap, the master investor himself. Back to your regularly scheduled program.
Yes.
Let's get into
it. Rashad get the solo cam tonight too?
I'm ready for him. Once he just tell me, I got him.
Got you.
Precursor? Shall you look up at him? Just in case. Just in case. I never know, but I'm ready.
You think Drake will pull some that? You never know.
You never know. I just gotta be ready for him.
Yeah, we back. No, we was in Africa. Shout out to everybody in Africa and Benin and
Bonsoir.
Cote d'Ivoire. Man, been around the world at least 3 times so far this year. China, Ghana, Kenya, Rwanda, Cote d'Ivoire, Benin.
Are you tired, my brother? You rested? You glowing? How you feel? How's your mental health going?
It's okay.
Okay.
Surviving the game, surviving the game. But it's definitely a blessing to travel, man. Like I said, we've been around the world and we've been able to talk to a lot of great entrepreneurs and more importantly, be inspired. A lot of times when you just stay in your area, in your comfort zone, it's not really inspiring. You're around the same people all the time. You get the same level of toxicity. So I highly encourage everybody to try to get out there and just, see the world as much as possible, wherever you go, and that's something that, we had a blessing on doing. So, but it feels good to be home, man. It's good to be home, No
The
place like
blessing when you're
home.
home feel like vacation.
That's a fact.
That's the blessing.
Yeah.
That's a fact. So we're gonna get into it. Let's start with Tesla, Robotaxis.
Okay.
So Tesla's a company that's been on the seesaw. It's been going up, it's going down, it's going up, it's going down. Elon, fights with Trump. That crashes the stock, then it goes back up. So right now it's back on the uptrend, $339. It was just around 200 a few weeks ago. So, okay, what's the deal with the Tesla Robotaxi push?
I think, as I mentioned before, ever since the decoupling of Trump and Elon, he's been a lot more focused. As a result, the stock has went up. It was hovering around 292.77. Like you said, it's currently at 339. I think he's more focused than he has been maybe the prior year, and maybe he took some of that relationship currency that he had with Trump for granted and left some of the initiatives to the side. But he's been doing a solid job. If he can just stay out of the news for anything negative, I think it will be okay. In the year, I have Tesla going to 374.65. I don't think they'll break that all-time high of 488.54 this year, but going into next, I think they could. The diner idea is going well. So he's launching and executing consistently. My thing is, can he stay out of the public eye for negative reasons for the next 12 months? Keep his head down. If so, Tesla would do pretty well.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's the first step into what could be something monumental. That upswing for the company, the Robotaxi, we spoke about it in detail. Having a state like Texas, obviously where he's building a factory, being the first one to grant the license for them to operate, I think is the first step. It almost feels like the first baby step, right? Because it is limited. How many cars? The fleet size is limited. The zones are limited. And the initial reports that they've had so far is that there have been some hiccups, which is understandable. But when, and I think it's when, not even if, when they get this correct, this is going to change the revenue model of their entire company.
Do you think so?
I think so.
Tell us why.
For a number of reasons. I think the main thing, and shout out to my young guys. I had a Sunday walk and we talked about investment with some teenagers in my neighborhood this week. They were talking about Tesla. They liked it as a company, and we were talking about how it compares to Uber in terms of what they do in autonomous. But I think the fact that the new Tesla models that they're making, having the ability to turn into a robo-taxi on your behalf is a game changer, right? So you imagine you have your Tesla, whatever it is, Model S, you're going for a week. That car can actually generate revenue for you. In fact, that could actually probably pay for you having the car, which is we've never seen before. But they're creating the technology to do that on top of having a fleet of over 3 million cars, right? So like every car becomes a part of the fleet where autonomous ride share services have to get people to use their automobiles. Tesla automatically has a fleet to, I mean, that's just today. 2-3 years, that could be 6 million as a fleet. Every one of them having the ability to be a ride sharing car. That's a game changer. That's revenue. I'm sure there'll be tons of incentives and people will be making disposable income from that. So it's just a game changer.
And here's why it matters. Gross margin currently for Tesla is 17.48%. Net margin is 6.61. So if they can take that net margin from 6 to 10 or 6 to 14, it's going to move the stock because they've done incredibly well with it being a low single digit net margin stock right now. So if they can bump that up to 12 or 13% as a result, I think the Robotaxi launches in Texas in September. If he pulls this off, it's going to have some positive headwind for the stock, for sure.
Yeah.
Do I think that it has all the allure of what it did in 21 or 23? Maybe not, but you can't count Elon out, especially when he is focused.
Yeah, it felt like the story then was the idea of, yes, the automobiles, but the ideas of the charging stations. It was like the accessories, right? It was the charging station. It was the batteries that they were going to sell. it was the solar paneling that they were going to sell, and all that was going to be part of that ecosystem of Tesla. And now it's the autonomous component, the Robotaxi, and then the agentic AI, which they're doing as well. That is now the story. I mean, it's the story everywhere, but that seems like it's the focus now.
The Tesla missed his moment to be one of the greatest companies ever by him not being focused and focusing on MAGA or Doge.
It's not over. The story's not over yet. You know, I mean, Elon, you know, he's gonna get as many chances as he wants. So you know that.
And Grok is I got to give it to him. Grok is pretty impressive.
Yeah, Elon, he's it's not over till it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's far from over. As long as he's the richest person in the world, he got a lot of leverage on his side. So I think that's the story of Tesla, the story of SpaceX, Neuralink is still being written.
And Starlink's the one. That's the one that's going to really.
They have competitors now too. There was just an article about the Neuralink competitors in the space. But I'm with you, Shadi. I 100% agree. It's too early to write the story on it because this moment, have they had hiccups? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Some might even say the Twitter purchase might have been like the first sign of like, wait, what are we doing here? Right. Then Gronk and everything he's done in terms of OpenAI and the situation with Sam Altman, Trump. There's just been a lot of noise around it, but this is the moment. I think this is a pivotal moment.
He's rebounded incredibly well, especially to have had that partnership taken from him and OpenAI, given what that is worth. You have to give him credit for being a courageous competitor. Even most people as executives, you wouldn't want the president to be enemy combatant. Tim Cook so much so had to go buy a gold base to bring to Trump with glass made from Huawei to present to him. You got to give Elon credit. He's fought back incredibly well.
What's his net worth if OpenAI is still under the portfolio?
Trillions of dollars. What?
Right, like
that he'd be the new Big T. If he had that he had 42% of OpenAI, didn't he? Or some ridiculous number.
That's a fact.
What?
Already, but yeah, trillion.
Elon,
I'll be upset too.
Elon,
I get why he was in the conference room doing what he was doing. If I lost that, what?
Elon,
I think he'll settle for the 400 billion
for sure.
Nice consolation.
Yeah.
Speaking of Matt, I do want to. I talked about this story before, but I said I was going to give an update once it's done. I actually closed on a refi. So, and Matt walked me through this process. So, if you're not familiar with this story, I told it before, but it's one of these things that kind of fell in my lap. A foreclosure fell in my lap. And it was $285,000 condo. And I purchased it in cash. So, you know, it's one of these things of like, I knew it was way under market value, but I'm like.
And what city, if you don't mind us asking?
It's in New York.
Wait, hold on. I'll be mad too. You didn't call me?
But so it's one of these things where I'm like, you know, 285,000 is just kind of essentially gone. It's kind of essentially gone because it's like until you sell a property, right? And it's not really a flip. So I was just thinking like, okay, well, whatever. And then I'm just like, damn, it would be good if I can actually get the money back. So I know you can refi, but usually I was always thinking of refis with a mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a mortgage, obviously you pay it in cash. So I asked Matt, I'm like, I explained to him the situation, and he was like, yeah, you can do a cash out refi. Which is essentially a mortgage on the house. And even if you have a no mortgage, you're getting a mortgage refi. Yeah. So long story short, I paid $285 for the property. And when it got appraised at $470.
Okay.
So I was able to get like 75% on the cash out refi. So that was like $350, something like that. But then, you know, it's a bunch of closing costs, even on that. It's crazy. They took like $20,000-$30,000 out of closing costs. Damn. So I walked away with like $330,000. But I mean, that's not a bad deal to actually pay
That's a great deal,
285.
brother.
I paid 285 and I could walk away not even a year later, honestly.
45
It's
up.
like 8 months later, and I walk away with 330, right? Like that is financial literacy and it's power relationships. Because honestly, if I didn't know the person to ask the question to, I probably would have never asked the question.
That's
And
true.
if I wasn't educated that you can actually do a cash out refi, even though you don't have a mortgage, you can still get money back from a property, then I would have just had $285,000 tied up forever, right? For the next 20, 30 years.
Mhm.
But just having that, there's not a lot of information, just a little bit of
But
information.
enough.
Yeah, and having resources.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
Mhm.
Now, instead of not having 285,000, I have 330,000.
How did the foreclosure come in your possession? How did you hear about it? Because I think it may be a teachable lesson in that as well.
Yeah, they're gonna say you guys know everybody. That's how I fell into your lap, bro.
It was referral.
That's important.
It was a referral.
It
But
matters.
you gotta always keep your head up and your eyes open, because sometimes opportunities just fall in your lap.
Mhm.
Sometimes,
Like the one with Tabiti, if he told us about Poppy.
Oh my
And let Como.
gosh. Oh my
that's a
god.
fact.
Yeah, we ain't gonna forgive him for that one.
Tabiti, I'll text him.
Yeah,
Right?
nah, BD. We gotta. I looked at him like, what?
Bruh.
We not on the first 10 people you call in?
That's a fact. But so here's the deal too. So I'm tying this all in. So Miss Business, who's the CPA, so she was like, well, because I had it in my personal name. So she's like, when you refinance, you do it with the business. So now it's like it's an investment property.
Mhm.
So you get it's taxed differently as an investment property, as a personal property, and then of course, like anything that you buy and stuff like that, then it's write-offs also. So that's good. Once again, relationships and just having the information, right? That opens up doors and that changes situations. I had to get a slightly higher interest rate
Mhm.
because it wasn't like a traditional through my name. So it's like 8% interest rate, right?
Okay.
A little bit over the standard.
So, but let's say I'm still undecided what I'm going to do with the money. But let's say I invest the money in the stock market, right?
Yeah.
Like I just have to earn more than 8% a year to justify taking the money out.
Yes.
Right. So let's say hypothetically I earn 12% in the stock market, right? Now that's a net gain of 4%.
Mhm.
So now I have my money back plus an additional 50,000 that I didn't put in that. I didn't even have that 50,000. I didn't, like, when I said like I put in 285, I got back 330, right? So I've already made 50,000 on the deal regardless. Now I do have an 8% interest that I'm paying back every month. But like I said, if I can earn higher than 8% in the market,
Mhm.
then I'm actually going to make money on that on the investment side. And the real estate continues to go up. The
Yep.
value of the real estate goes up. So in 20 years, this property might be worth 700,000.
You can have an exit there.
So
Yeah.
it all goes back to financial literacy and just having the right people around you and being able to ask the right questions. One thing I learned in life is that you have to be educated enough to ask a question. Sometimes you're not educated enough to ask a question,
Yeah, you
right?
have to know. Yep.
You got to be educated at least baseline level to even be able to ask a question.
Man, you take that 50 and put it in the video or 110 and
Yeah.
I see some prices and option.
Zero day option. Now the next thing I'm gonna do is a 0-day option on the 300
on the meme coin.
Yeah, come to the next class. I got it. I'm cooking up. I'm cooking up right now.
It turned into 7 million.
Yo,
Lose it. We either gonna lose it
roll the dice.
or it's
Or
going
you could put it on the green dildo coin that they promote.
Yo, if we in Vegas, catch me at the crab table. I got us, bro. Trust me, I got a 0 day. I got us.
But shout out to Matt. Shout out to Matt, because like I said, I can actually speak from firsthand experience
Mhm.
that he helped me out.
Hold on, no, we're that was it. We were joking about
that was a joke.
It was a joke.
It was not serious.
People, no, it's a joke. That was a jest. Like we were just joking.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
But yeah, shout out to Matt, man, because that's something, like I said, I can speak from firsthand experience. He helped me out. He made me some money, and he knows his stuff, and he actually does it. Now, it's a lot of paperwork. It was a very tedious process.
That is true.
But got through it. So shout out to Matt. And with that being said, get your tickets to InvestFest.
Please.
Next week, it goes down. Ian Dunlap will be back.
Yes.
He will be doing Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday, Blackout Live with Kev on stage. Shout out to Kev on stage. Saturday, Market Mondays Live with Jack Dorsey. Shout out to Jack Dorsey.
Yes. The entire block team.
Sunday, he's doing a solo presentation. And then, man, 4:00 on Saturday, primetime hour, we got the legend himself, Steve Harvey. He only does one interview a year these days. And he will be interviewing Issa Rae and Charlamagne simultaneously. Simultaneous play.
That's one you don't want to miss.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. And then Sunday, of course, we got Magic Johnson at 4:00. Oh man, we got the NIL panel. VIP night is gonna be crazy. Keisha Cole performing. Jada Waiter. We got Pinky Cole, Blackout, myself and Ian, Terrence J. VIP night's crazy. All day Friday, starting at 10:00 in the morning. Workshops, Fidelity, BlackRock, Miss Business doing a 2-hour presentation. Oh man, it's InvestFest starts Friday at 10:00 in the morning. GWCC highly suggests that you get your registration and your badge on Thursday. All day Thursday. It will be open. GWCC C building?
Or B building.
B building.
B building.
Thursday, get your badge, and 85 South Comedy Show.
Invest your fest.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be live, man. We got Carlos giving a stand-up for so I'm excited. I'm excited. But like I said, I wanted to tell that story because even me, I'm still learning. There's a lot of things that I don't know. And information has changed my life on a certain level. And just having information is really life-changing. Literally. It's literally life-changing.
And it goes to show investing in a diverse amount of assets. There's other things you could have did with it, but you made the investment. Hell of a deal. I mean, that's like buying Bitcoin right now. If it got to 50,000 or 75,000, it's a guaranteed home run. Any property in New York at 285. What? So
that's a fact.
So then take the gains and reinvest them into another asset. The perpetuity move. I love it.
The perpetuity move.
A perpetuity move. All right.
Borrow like $5, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Might need it.
InvestFest. Get your tickets. It's going down. I can't believe it's here next week. That's crazy.
I know, man. I looked at the calendar, stressing. Like, ooh,
it's time.
Lord.
No, it's time. It's time.
It's that time.
Your fiscal year ends and starts next week. That's a fact.
Sure.
That time. AI. Run the Show is on the app and it's on the website.
Please go check it out. Please
on the
download
app
it.
And on the website.
Go download it. Make your schedules. You can adjust it as you go, but just make your schedule so you have a concerted plan of what you're going to see and what you absolutely will not miss. Please do that for yourselves.
That's a
fact. And I didn't pay my phone bill, so I won't be available to after.
Yeah. I think they get it at this point. And same rules apply. Shout out to the Sweaty Palm community. I appreciate all the love y'all been showing me over the past year or so. But that's important.
Sure.
No, it's important. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all.
Yeah.
The fist bump. Some people have brought hand sanitizer to me. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. You know how this goes, man. Thank you and for the consideration.
That's a fact. Thank you for your consideration on this matter. Nasdaq's record run. The Nasdaq just hit another record high. Is this a fresh AI-led bull leg, or will it soon be undone?
I want everyone to be very clear. I want you to stop wishing for a NASDAQ pullback because you may have gotten in too late or not at all. I think Nvidia had ushered in probably if we're looking at like the class, like the 96 draft class, This 2025, 2024 class of tech companies are probably some of the best we have ever seen in the history of American enterprise. So will there be a pullback? Absolutely. But I'm seeing a lot of correction talk, a lot of recession talk. Is there a recession in the economy? Yes. And Nasdaq and Nvidia, not so much. Two things can be true at the same time. I think there may be a probability of Nasdaq pulling back to 23,071, somewhere in the area. But as far as a long-term 20%, 30% drop, the companies are too strong. Nvidia, AMD, and I know that chart keeps circling around of Nvidia's growth versus Cisco's growth. The difference is Cisco didn't have the margins, or Netscape during the dot-com bubble didn't have the same kind of architecture in the business model. For a multi-trillion-dollar company, for them to still be operating at 51% net margin is absolutely
55.
insane.
55.
That's like a small business operating at 98% net margin. So this is one of the best companies ever. Tesla solid, Apple starting to fight back, Google is solid. Now is not the time to short the market. The real move is to buy in and hold for a long period of time, and don't change that. As I prep for Invest Fast and everything that I want to keep talking about, like, someone put in chat, what is Microsoft and Nvidia's all-time return? That's the power what Rashad is talking about. Hey, I had an opportunity to buy a property. Now I take the gains from that property and put it into something long-term. In 20 years, he'll be able to look up, and from that initial investment, maybe make $5 or $6 million just holding 20 years. I know Niles will be in the NBA making $300 million a year, so it won't matter. But this is the power of investing in quality companies. And in 2010 and for 2015, if I told you a multi-trillion-dollar company was going to usher in this wave, and OpenAI hasn't even went public yet, now is not the time to short the Nasdaq. The Russell, the hedge funds have the largest number of shorts on the Russell 2000 in history. That's dramatically different from what's happening in Nasdaq. Please continue to hold for the next 5 years.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting time. And if you look at the bull case, obviously, I mean, just following the trend, if you just from a technical analysis standpoint, you don't see a bear market approaching. In fact, when we talk about, economic indicators, I know CPI, something gets brought up a lot, and we'll see where inflation is at, but all signs are pointing to rate cuts. And if you know anything about rate cuts for large scale enterprise companies, that's going to help.
Yep.
And so if there's two that are being baked in for this year, we've been saying it's going to be two. It's going to be two. September looks like it's going to be the month. We're just a month away from that. You're talking about rate cuts. That's going to help. You're talking about another delay on this China tariff. That helps. You're talking about now we're going to be able to sell not our top tier product in Backwell, but maybe some of our hoppers to China with a 15% quote unquote tariff.
And Trump said he may even let them sell a higher chip version to China.
I was getting there. That was so now you're talking about you're expanding that market where you had lost maybe a 15% part of your rep. So like that's there. On top of it, now there's talks that you may be able to sell a higher chip to them. So now you're growing that base. And we're just talking about Nvidia, right? We're talking about that hyperscaler. That economy that thrives and grows off the production of and the progress of Nvidia is just as strong. When you're talking about a Broadcom and you're talking about a Dell, all these companies that are going to benefit from it, all these things help. So will there be a pullback? I think we saw
every day and every week.
I thought we saw two already. Like we saw one in January for sure. We saw one
in
April.
April.
Could we see one here in the next 4 to 6 weeks? I think we'll see a slight pullback. I don't think it'll be something that will over 20%, like a correction. I'm starting to see some analysts starting to predict that there might be one at the top of next year. But right now, that flag is green, man.
The top companies in the Nasdaq: Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Google, Amazon, Meta, Broadcom, Tesla. That's not a top 7 or top 5 I want to short. Even like Paramount, even though they're not in that elite class. They're punching up, no pun intended, with the acquisition of UFC. Like, we're seeing some of the best deals in history being done in real time, and people are like, well, the market's going to fall. The economy and stock market are two totally different things. Will the economy contract? Absolutely. But I'm not going against Microsoft. Even if they decouple from OpenAI before OpenAI goes public, that's still going to be a huge windfall for them. And then they'll go buy another AI, whatever, and then reinforce Copilot. This isn't the class I want to go against.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? I was doing the research when you brought up Paramount, and that's a pretty big deal that they struck. Started looking up who owns Paramount. You know who the owner is?
Tell us.
So there's a gentleman by the name of David Ellison, and that last name might sound
related to,
because his dad is Larry Ellison, who is the founder of Oracle, which is a company I've been talking about in terms of cloud data storage. He's also the second wealthiest man in the world. Most people don't realize that. And he's also the guy who's partnered with OpenAI and is creating Stargate. And so these moves, right? Like, he's taking over. Like, I know media, we always talking about the richest people in the world want to have a way to communicate with directly with the population. He now owns a network. Well, I shouldn't say his family, his son owns a network. So Paramount and Skydance, I believe they both own. So just think about that family in itself.
That's a hell of a Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Wow, owning 90% of Oahu.
Wow.
Yeah.
Facts. Okay. Hit the like button and share. 5,100 people want to check in.
Yeah.
This is live, so we can answer some questions as well.
Yes.
Let's talk about Nvidia. AMD, Trump opened the door for them potentially to sell chips in China.
Yeah.
With the caveat of 15% of the sales goes to the U.S. government.
What does that sound like to you?
A deal?
Okay.
Not today, Satan. Nope.
Nah, I don't know. When I read it, there was this E word that kept coming up in my mind. I'm like, yo, this sounds like
it's the I word. The shit.
Well, the thing about Trump is that he's gonna always make a deal.
Okay.
Say what you want about him. He's making deals. He's making deals. Like, he made a deal with Congo to get their natural resources.
That's not helpful though.
But I'm just saying, like, he's thinking
just factual, right?
He's like one of the first. He might be the first president that's thinking like a sharp businessman. Like, he's not thinking like a diplomat. He's thinking like a businessman. He's making a lot of deals, bro. Ukraine, he got their resources, their natural resources.
That's above our
protection. Then he's about to meet. But I'm saying, then he's about to. Then he's about to meet.
I love you, brother.
Protection.
No, I'm being honest. He's not doing a bad job when it comes to making these deals.
He is making deals, and this is. I'm glad you said that.
We gotta be. No, fair. We gotta be fair about the situation.
So here is the important part, and I'm glad you said that he's making deals, because the whole movement has been about making America great. Say what you want about that. That's fine. Whatever side of the aisle you're on, whatever. Here's what you should be doing as investors. If they're going to tell you that they're going to make America great again, find the great American companies.
Nvidia.
Because well, there goes one, right? Look at who he partners with. I've been talking about Dell for the past 2 months. Look at what Dell's been doing, right? Everybody thought, oh, that's a computer company. No. They partnered with Nvidia to make racks, right? So those GPUs sit inside racks, that sit inside data centers, they're partnered with them in that. Look at how Dell's been performing, right? Look at Oracle over the past year, right? American company. We talked about Micron for a year now, right? He puts a tax on semiconductors, right? Samsung, not American company. SY Hynix, not American company. Who becomes a leader in the high bandwidth memory space? That American company. Micron, look at how it performed today. Start finding the companies that are going to dominate in that space, especially the semi space, because we've seen already from a supply chain during the pandemic, we cannot rely on foreign entities. If he's going to say make American great, outside of Intel, right? And he already had some choice words with the CEO. Start finding those companies, y'all.
Sounded familiar, right?
Yep. Yep.
I'll play God and devil's advocate on this. Jensen is smart enough to know that he needs both continents for Nvidia to keep their dominance. Well played. Trump also knows, let me find a way to give Jensen what he wants, and I get what I want at the same time. I'm not a political expert, but to me, if I allow you to sell your greatest inventions to our enemy currently at the time, is it beneficial for us short term or long term? But they kind of find a way to meet in the middle. Somehow, a Chinese ring was coming here anyway and sending the hoppers over.
Internal
So
investigation.
let me just destroy that streamline and just come directly to me. Pay the VIG. That's a great lesson you got to learn in gambling. Ed Secoda, a man for all markets who mastered gambling, then went to the markets. Big rule is you have to pay that toll fee. So now, if I'm only given a small percentage back and I'm now allowed to sell some of my B tier products to China, it makes the company even bigger and prevents a real deep seek like thing from happening. But is this, I don't want to say the treason word, but like, is it close to that?
I was thinking friendly extortion.
Okay.
Friendly extortion. And we're only talking about it from one end of the pendulum, right? We're talking about Nvidia. And yeah, Nvidia, you pay that 15%. They can afford to do it, right?
For sure.
I think that they're going to report, I think, 200 billion in revenue this quarter. 200 billion. They pay 15. Okay.
That's a lot of money.
AMD, that's not the same situation
at all.
Their margins are much smaller. Their revenue is much smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Their reliance,
share much smaller. Yep.
Right. Their reliance on that China demographic is much larger.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little. This is a slight red flag for me. And you know, I've been big on AMD, but this is something we got to revisit
because it can cut dramatically into the profitability. Like
exactly
Nvidia, and this is one thing I always tell you guys to look at. The net margin of a company matters because it determines how much they can outspend their customer in terms of market share, acquisition, and development into future products. Nvidia, great cushion. If you look at AMD though, net margin 9.11%. That's different than Nvidia's 55%.
Right.
Dramatically. So if they have to pay a 15% VIG, they could potentially be flat or run negative paying that fee. Now I'm sure he'll structure it to where it doesn't disassemble or decimates their business. But let's say if it's 4%, that's a dramatic chop to AMD.
Or what they do is I think the M130 is the chip. Instead of being the 18,000, if they're selling it to China, now it's 24,000. Right? You put
and
that
the
on.
Fees get passed on to them.
The fees get passed on.
That's smart.
Well, then also you got to look at it like Trump is providing in real time a blueprint of what to do as far as if you're an investor. So
and
president is questionable.
Listen, he did good on this deal though, but I got you.
He did good on what?
On trying to structure this deal. You got it.
Well, okay. So he goes into restructure crypto while he's willing and dealing in the situation. He makes a meme coin, makes $600 million on a meme coin, restructures, got the whole cabinet. That to you is a green light to invest in crypto. And what happened? Crypto booms. Then he's putting pressure on all these companies to have infrastructure in America. They cave in one by one. Apple announces $100 billion and the stock goes up $20 as a result. He took all of the important people to Saudi Arabia. We told you that on Blackout.
For sure.
All of those companies, if you invested in any of those companies at that time, you're up more than you were then. Now,
for sure.
He goes to Africa. He does the deal in Congo. Took 30 years to get that done. Takes, like I said, he takes a percentage of natural resources. All eyes are on Africa. he's moving around like Gordon Gekko with a get out of jail free card. Like he's not, I don't even think he's looking at himself as a president. He's looking at himself as like
dictator,
a businessman with a I can do anything in the world. Imagine if you was a businessman and you could do anything that you wanted in the world. You could run up a crypto. You can go to a different continent and take natural resources. You can bully Fortune 500 CEOs. That's what he's doing in real time. So as an investor, all you gotta do is really follow what he's doing. Everything that he's doing is making money.
I mean, this is fact. Look, they
for
just
how long?
I'm gonna get there. Let's get there. We'll go. I just want to say this point, and then we'll go there. If we look at, I believe it was April 7th, when he put the tweet out. Obviously, this is when the tariffs go into full-fledged announcement, and it's in effect. And it tells you all the countries. Market historical, right? April 8th, there's a meeting at the White House. You start seeing activity from government officials around 11:15. By 1:30 p.m., the president texts, "It's a good time to invest." The market since that day.
It's a fact. That's a fact.
Since that day, bro. All-time run.
Yep.
This is deeper than mob ties. This is like, this is the Godfather at this point.
If you could stay focused, because there's a lot of distractions in the world. If you can stay focused, keep yourself together long enough, you're gonna make a lot of money in the next 3 years.
Focus on the end game. Yep.
Yeah.
If you can keep your head together, stay focused, not get distracted, put the blinders on, and really lock in, because it's being laid out for you. On this show, it gets laid out for you every week, but in real time, every day, he's literally providing the blueprint of what's going to make money. You can't say he didn't tell you.
It's there. It's there. Look at who comes to the White House. Look at the meetings. Look at the industries, right? Like we talked about healthcare. He talked about healthcare. We put a tax on it. Look at what's happened to the healthcare sector, including Lilly recently.
For sure.
Damage.
This is probably the most transparent that a presidential administration has had about what to invest in alongside when they're investing in
we've never seen anything you can argue good, bad, block all that out.
Take advantage of it.
Take advantage of it. Be in the game.
Which ones? Nvidia?
Yeah, we're not here to argue good or bad. We're not here. Are you investing?
Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple. When they all said 24 karat gold, I said Tim Cook learned it. He's learned. You can try and have him as a combatant on a SWOT analysis. Threats you don't want. President of the United States. I don't care what company you run. So he's fixed that. As a result, like Rashad said, they went up. AMD, be okay. Lilly will rebound. We'll talk about that in a little. Visa, we told you. I never seen a CEO look so happy when we ran into him. Then he go out and everything. I don't know what the economy gonna do. Oh, you know. Visa's on a tear. And here come the stable coins.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Somebody said, Ken Does It says, Rashad, please answer the question. What's the problem with American companies trying to do business in Africa? Sounds like you prefer China there instead. Thoughts? I mean, it's not really me having a preference of, anybody can do business in Africa. I don't think that I gave off that tone. But of course, most of the time when any Western government does business in Africa, it's going to be strictly for exploitation purposes only. So I'm a fan of making money. I'm not a fan of exploitation. And the only thing that the West has ever done in Africa is exploit. But, we did meet with the United States ambassador to Cote d'Ivoire. So I think that there's a lot of opportunity, and there's actually, to be completely honest with you about it, America is not paying attention to Africa. That's what she said. She's trying to get major corporations to come. They're not.
They're
actually not.
underinvested.
Yeah,
No, those are her words.
That's a fact. The people that's really invested in Africa is China and the UAE right now, but America is dropping the ball, and they're not focused on Africa.
Yeah, straight up.
And honestly, it's going to be when we look back in 6 years from now, some of the companies that have the biggest headwinds are going to be the ones that invested there, because the total addressable market for the United States is shrinking for most categories.
We had a conversation today with a gentleman who's pretty intuitive when it comes to what's next, and the gentleman literally talked to us about Africa for 20 minutes, about the capabilities with that population, with that intelligence, with that youth, with that energy, with the need for infrastructure,
is
the need
on
for
every
technology, on every level. It's all there. It's all there. We were in Abidjan. Shout out to everybody in Côte d'Ivoire. Development is there. Technology is there. Infrastructure is there. U.S. capital is not there in the way it needs to be. Straight up.
That's a fact.
In business, you always have to skate to what's next. There's only so much you can double down on a pre-existing market. At some point, you have to go to a market that has not been addressed. For example, like when we read Panda and when we did Market Mondays, we talked to us not because we wanted to do an investing show that sounded like anyone else, but I think we had the best information and delivered the best returns. If I made you money, please put yes in chat. The same opportunity, I think, is there in Africa, and we are not seeing it. I don't think some companies are seeing it at scale. And you have to, there's a fine line between the colonizing of a continent and then advancing and helping it. But I think the ones that will go there and advance the continent, oh my God, they're going to be in that multi-trillion cap range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Question of the hour. Eli Lilly, a company that you've championed. 6,000 people in the chat. Hit the like button and
I'm
share.
with you, Ian. I'm with you on this.
A company that you've championed has done very well for, like, if you look at their 5-year chart, there was $150 5 years ago and peaked at $972. But not far away from its 52-week low right now. 635, its 52-week low is 623. It was at 972 not too long ago. So it's down over $350 from its 52-week low.
High.
It's 52-week high. Is this a buying opportunity, or should you be exiting stage left?
Membership had privileges. If you were in the Red Panda Stock Club, I told you 3 or 4 months ago it was going to happen. For everyone here tonight, here's a couple of factors that are moving it down. Not only is the drug issue an issue, but also companies, food manufacturers are fighting back against the GLP-1 makers. Number 2, once again, on a SWOT analysis on the threat side, you don't want to have someone in the administration that is anti-you. That's number 2. Number 3, honestly, if a pharmacy, and I love the management at Lilly, I love the company. It's a greatly ran company, great management. But when a pharmaceutical stock is almost at $1,000, there's automatically going to be an instant correction. It was at 129 in 2021. So a part of what you're seeing is a pullback in pricing structure to get into a normal level of where it should be. I think Lilly's norm price should be around 600. I don't think they're going to split. But the price went too high for this is the equivalent of maybe Nvidia being $1,700 and not having any price corrections inside of it. Now, the $1 million question, is it a buying opportunity? Yes.
100%.
If it falls to 578.85, I would load there. I gave a low to boat price in Stock Club, so I can't give that out. But in this range, I will say that I do like it. Biggest lesson, though, so we don't have a Square incident. Anytime you're down 25% in a stock, you liquidate and then look to buy in at a better price. And this is why I say, regardless of how parabolic a stock will move up or down, you want to know where to invest in advance. So if it gets to those levels, so even if you just do Fibonacci retracements, the 50% retracement is 551.74. If it gets to 551.74, I like it there for a 5-year hold. Absolutely. Do I think they'll combat the drug loss issue and the development and need of AI? For sure. Give it time. But 551 is another area in which I like it at. If you bought it at 879 or 790 and you were buying in those middle ranges where you shouldn't be buying, look to liquidate. But for the most of the people, you should have it sub 300-400. You shouldn't be affected at all.
Yeah, this is still a strong company. This is still a leader in healthcare. It feels like it's very reminiscent of people who've been with us since day one. They remember in 2021, Nvidia was a stock that had a drastic pullback. And it was trading at 169 and 172 and 185, and it was like, can it get to 200? And then it gets to 200, and then nobody ever remembers the fact that it was at 169. And then it has a meteoric run to over 1,000 and splits 10-1, and now $4 trillion in market cap later. Greatest company we've ever seen. Lilly is a strong company. Why did it have a drastic pull? Obviously, the healthcare sector has had a pullback, like we just referenced earlier. But they miss, right? Sometimes when you're going through trials, you're going to miss. And the GLP-1 pill form, there was expectation that it would have a better performance when it came to weight loss. It slightly missed, and that's okay. The fact of the matter is that they're still going to be the leader in the space. And when the pill form, not if, when they get this corrected, it is going to, again, when we talked about Tesla and the Robotaxi, that's going to be a game changer for the company's revenue. That pill form is going to be a game changer for the entire healthcare space.
What pill?
The GLP. So right now, people inject, right? So
Ozempic?
Ozempic? Wegovy?
Wegovy and Zepbound. Right now, people have to inject it, right? If you ask most people, would they rather the injection or the pill? I think they had a survey. 90% of the people said they would much rather have it in pill form. The thing about the pill form is that it doesn't work as efficiently as the injection just yet. When it does, which will happen, they'll get these trials right, and you're going to see it again. It will change the way healthcare looks. Now, Ian, you brought up a good point. You said that, yeah, if I'm from the food industry, I could look at it two ways, right? I'm going to serve people, and they're going to eat gluttonously, and they'll have this as something that they can use, right? Or I could look at it and say, like, hey, people are really being more health conscious. This could disrupt my industry. The thing about Lilly is that they don't only make the GLP-1,
and they're not solely relying upon that, like other pharma companies.
This is not a Novo story. That's not the only thing that brings in revenue for the company. Again, that theme of American companies, right? Novo, not American company.
And going back to what our guest talked about, thematic investing. An investment into Lilly is to say that you think it's permanently going to fall or continuously have a decline, is to say that there isn't a need for the drug, whether it's, you can talk about the positive or benefit side effects of it. But do we think that the sugar companies are going to win with RFK in office, or the pharma companies? I want to break it to you. The pharma companies have way more lobbying, and Lilly's a better run company. So, yes, did it miss? But I think people have to realize, like you just illustrated, that isn't even Lilly's main focus as well. And I think they have a good suite of drugs that will sustain them. But I do think that the mispricing of Lilly, because the Novo got so hot, Lilly ran up as well.
Yeah. And they've changed marketing. They've changed marketing around it, right? When we thought weight loss, we only thought Ozempic. It was like Band-Aid, right? For that was the thing. And now you hear Wegovy a little bit more. I see more commercials for it. I see Zepbound more. I hear it on the news more. I hear more. So it's not strictly Ozempic, right? So again, the pill form is going to be, I mean, we already know.
Given a cratering of Novo, I'm not surprised at the pullback. And I also know Lilly is going to adjust out because, like, if you see what the source of the Wegovy or Ozempic is, it isn't probably the healthiest source extraction method to use Gila lizard venom to lose weight with. So, like, Lilly's going to be, I'm just talking about from a management standpoint. Like, there are certain companies that management or like founders or CEOs are incredibly talented, and once in a lifetime, that team at Lilly is too amazing to be anti them. I do think the price needs to be restructured. And we're seeing that. Key word though, asymmetric risk to reward. If you invested at Lilly at, let's say, 700, to double your money, you needed to go to 1,400. How many stocks in American history were able to sustain a $1,400 price or more? The price is just being reflected in that.
Yeah, down 18% for the year. I'm glad you talked about thresholds. If you hold a stock, if you're holding an options contract, it's kind of the same thing, right? We know our plan before we enter into any position.
Sure.
If it gets to a certain threshold, we're going to sell that call, right? If it's 20%, if it's 30%, if it's 40%. I know I've done AMD to 60%. And so it's just about your threshold. At a certain point, you don't want this thing going down 95%. And you're like, all right, hopefully we can climb out of this. Have a threshold where you want to exit.
So are you bullish on it right now?
I am. I still have close. I still have close. Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah. I'm still there.
Some use pipes, others use injections.
Yeah, Paul. I seen some of these comments in the chat. Pause.
What were they saying?
Separately?
You know, they was like they're gonna inject it out. You know,
syringe sold separately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frank the deputy.
Yeah. And the Alzheimer's drug, that's I think this is gonna end up being a blessing for Lilly, because I think they too was trying to catch a wave and it's benefited them. But sometime riding another person's wave ends up backfiring on you. I think they'll focus on a couple other key areas. Because from just a legislative standpoint, how far can you push how much weight a person loses over a certain period of time?
And we still don't know the effects of this whole thing.
Long term.
People start to have kidney failure or heart disease or a variety of different things. Who knows what the
intestinal issues, and
who knows, the lawsuits could be outrageous. But we're on to the situation. Shout out to 2 Chainz.
Yeah, shout out to
True. I heard, you know what I mean?
Dropped a little bar in there.
Yeah, little bar.
Some guys you might know.
Dropped the bar for us, man.
Oh, fire.
That's dope, man. You know, growing up, you always you always dream about getting mentioned on a rap song.
Yeah. And
we've been mentioned on a few rap songs before. Shout out to Busta Rhymes and a bunch of other people from my neighborhood and stuff like that. But he personalized it, said our names, and 2 Chainz, he's actually a legend.
For sure.
Not just like a random rapper saying your name.
That's a legend.
True.
Shout
out to 2 Chainz. Larry June. The Larry June Project. We gotta get him on here.
Larry June, another one. Him,
a
few of them.
Yeah. We was close, man. We had a slight scheduling conflict. We missed it, but hopefully
Larry June?
Yeah.
What, EYL?
Yeah.
Recently?
A year ago. Yeah. Scheduling conflict, but hopefully we can get them on there. If anybody, I mean, we know the team over there, but yeah, hopefully we can get them on.
Yeah, Larry June, one of the ones, man.
Yeah,
for sure.
S&P bear market. Are we?
No.
There's no chance of a bear market happening anytime soon.
There's always a probability. But while I'm in my presentation mode, something I want you guys to put into Chat GPT. I talked about it before, but maybe some of you haven't heard it. Altman Z-score. So I want you, this is the prompt, act as a world-class investor. Look at the 500 companies in the S&P 500, grade them with an Altman Z-score, and tell me the probability of the S&P 500 going into recession. Z-score is a probability for a company going into bankruptcy or having extreme financial issues. So even though, let's say, and also too, you got to factor in the weight of the S&P 500. If a bunch of those companies begin to have issues, guess what? They're going to have a little board meeting, and we're going to reallocate. We're going to see some companies get called off the bench.
Yeah,
and things are going to get restructured.
We'll know. Like, it'll be pretty obvious if there is, right? Like we'll see Nvidia pull back, have into correction territory. We'll see Microsoft right? We'll see these $1 trillion. Those companies are weighted so heavily inside the S&P that it'll be very obvious, right? Because they move the market, it'll be the inverse. And by recession, we mean 2 negative quarters still, or
and even with that, this is the funny part. There is a reimagining of what 2 negative quarters look like.
So we had 1, we didn't get to 2.
And we had the negative pullback that we wanted in April. If I made you money, please put yes in chat. SPY got down to 482. I doubt we take off and we drop from 635 back down to maybe a 510 level. And I can even say that they're probably in that April, it was an overcorrection out of fear. It wasn't a logical based pullback, but the market pulls back. And I think a lot of times people want this big short because of the Big Short and Michael Burry. But once again, in that time, 03 to 05, getting 500% return is like the equivalent of getting 5,000% now. That's a lot of you who are able to get 400 or 500% just holding long term.
We're seeing it.
So just continue to hold for the long term. The quality of companies and selection of companies into these indexes, particularly QQQ, SPY, VOO, VTI, VGT, are too strong. And the other part that is not being factored in when people keep asking for a correction or recession, we as investors and buyers into the market are more sophisticated than we've ever been.
That part.
Like all these opportunities that present, they're gone in an instant. Like had this been 10 years ago, that April drought probably would have lasted 3 or 4 months. It lasted 8 weeks.
Here's the other part about what you're saying, right? Like people will say, I can't wait for a pullback, can't wait for a pullback. The pullback comes and then they do nothing. They're like, oh, it's going to keep going lower.
Well, you think it's going to keep going lower.
Exactly. So you don't do anything, right? Meanwhile, when it gets lower, like you said, sophisticated investors. And I think that's why it's just such a unique time. Like when we talk to people and they're talking about percentages, they're not talking like 7, 8%. They're talking, hey, I'm up 400%. I'm up 600%. I'm up 193%.
And this is long term. We're not even include the options or futures trading. This is just long term.
I'm like, do you even hear what you're saying? Like that is absolutely incredible. So like you have to be prepared. You have to have reserves. So we always talk about that in your money market. Have reserves because in the event that there is a pullback, right? This is opportune time. If there is a correction, even better. The strongest companies will be here.
Well, you also have to dollar cost average in sometimes, even on the pullback. So you don't have to put everything in, but you can 50%, 25%, and then, do it like that. Because that is a real concern.
It is.
Nobody wants to put money into something, then it's another 50% drop. We saw that happen with crypto. Buy the dip, and then it just keeps dipping. It's like limbo. It's like, what's that thing? You just keep going. How low can you go?
Limbo. There's limbo.
Limbo? That's the name of the game?
Yeah. But even if
whatever happened to limbo? We never really spoke about that. Like, it's a lot of these games. There's a lot of these games that was just wiped out.
Video games. That's what happened.
Oh, we're going back into our blackout bag.
Or people might not be physically
could you do that?
Able to do that anymore. That speaks to the wellness of society.
You think you could do that?
Limbo?
Yeah, no way.
It depends on how low it is.
But that's the point.
No, I'm just saying I'm not like at the Ringling Brothers circus. Like I can't do like 2 feet off the ground, but 4 feet.
No, shout out to the Jamaican Massive. I know a couple.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. For sure. But one day, and it won't be today, but one day we'll have a conversation about how technology companies have affected the health of generations and how a lot of those games and moments that we had to bond went away because of said technologies.
Yeah. It's a fact.
Okay. It's the 9 o'clock hour. You know what that means? Put the kids to bed.
For sure. And if you want to learn how to get rich from the market, go to eninvest.com. If you want to know where to get in, where to get out. Stock Club call will be tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central. If I made you money, please put yes in chat. But if you want to know which companies are going to fall apart before the world knows it 3 to 6 months in advance, where to get in, where to get out, 3 different prices for every stock. Stock Club prices are in Kajabi. So if you don't want to wake up on CNBC one day watching it and see your portfolios down 30%, I'll let you know what to do 3 months in advance. Go to ianinvest.com and join Red Panda Stock Club. I will see you guys next week in Atlanta. I am 62 pages deep in research. I got to make my final 80 slides. How much time I get Sunday? 45 minutes?
Yeah.
What you need? You need more?
I'm good with that. No, I like the cliffhanger.
Yeah, Ian on fourth slide. You like, y'all, I only got 3 minutes left.
Yeah. Go through 50 slides real quick. Got
Let me
you.
just breeze through these real quick.
Yeah. And I will say this too, because speaking of InvestFest, a few people DM'd John Hope Bryant. Like, we had the sweepstakes where you can enter to win opportunity to be on stage with him and talk about your business, and then he's going to give a grant and all that. And you'd be surprised. At least 4 people DM me it closed the hour early on the website. And we got them sorted as far as the technical team. There was an issue that they actually closed an hour early than it was supposed to close. But why are you waiting to an hour before it closes? Why are you waiting to an hour? We told you 5 weeks ago. Why are you waiting to the last hour? Literally. And like I said, it wasn't just one person. That was the craziest thing about it. There's at least 5 people. Why are you waiting to the last literally you're waiting to literally the last hour? You had at least 4 to 5 weeks.
Spend your money on the last hour.
How you do one thing is how you do everything. You gotta prepare. Shout out to all of the people that got selected for Paul Judge's pitch competition.
Yeah.
Check your emails.
Please.
If you did not receive an email, unfortunately, this year, you were not selected. But that doesn't mean that you don't have a good product on your hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you should still be at InvestFest, because there's definitely people that you're going to be able to share your ideas with, people that are looking to partner with you, people that are looking to invest in you, and maybe you could invest in others. So it all encompassing.
That's a fact. Okay, 6,200 people on the check-in.
Yeah.
Man, another one.
Blue Stripe, I love you. Don't play with me. My yes in chat is legendary, and we already know how many people I made money. If I made you money, please put yes in chat, and let's let Blue Stripe know I'm not playing.
Oh, Blue Stripe.
What's that?
Come on.
It's unfortunate.
I'm out the loop. No, I'm out the loop.
Okay.
I'm just looking in the comments.
Oh, I didn't see it.
I'm just looking in the comments.
Okay, I thought I missed something. I got you.
Okay, I called Nvidia 27. Go to Rolling Out article 2017. Stock of the year. Hold on, Rashad. Didn't you say MicroStrategy was your stock of the year?
It was in his 5 for sure.
Like, we not gonna play internet games. Not on Al Gore's internet. Come on. I know I may not be the most likable and all that shit, but when it comes to these prices and what to invest in, I got this down.
All right, can we go here? Because tomorrow is earnings for CoreWeave, a company that we've been talking about. A lot of people are interested. Some people invested after IPO. Not something that we suggested. The 6 months will finally be up on September 28th, when that lockup for how long people can hold pre-IPO. It got up to 146, shot back down. What are the thoughts around CoreWeave? Reporting tomorrow.
I really don't care about what is reporting the lockup period is what I care about more than
That's a fact.
To see how many people get to hold in that. But as far as a company, I think that the promise of the company is incredible. Not comparing the two, but I remember when Facebook IPO, they had that glitch where the market was messed up and for 3 or 4 hours, and everyone was like, this is a sign that it's not a good investment, and it's turned into Meta, etc. I think CoreWeave will be one of a very important company in its generation. So I wouldn't care so much about what the reporting is, but just the strength of the company, I think is very powerful, and probably by next year they should be at that 243 range, and then 4 years out possibly be at 393.21. Shout out to Blue Stripe, I love you dearly. So I like CoreWeave a hell of a lot.
I like CoreWeave as well. I'm concerned. It's been the same concern since the beginning. It's the amount of debt that they accumulate for the infrastructure, right? Like they have to build the infrastructure.
It's intensive.
It's intensive, and it makes sense if you're not a hyperscaler and you don't have the capex to spend on a Blackwell chip. Having the idea of using their cloud and using their chips, it's almost like it's a rental service in a sense, right? Like you're allowed to rent the GPU power and use it to your advantage to help scale your company, which makes a lot of sense. But the amount of money that it takes to have the infrastructure to house that is also a lot of money. What is promising for them, from my standpoint, is the partners that they have. Number one, Nvidia is a 20% owner or has 20%,
and that helps a lot.
Which never hurts, right? When they're supplying the highest level GPU, even if it's second tier. So for the people who are not familiar, right? Blackwell is the GPU that they're using now. Blackwell Ultra will be next. By the time Blackwell Ultra comes, there will still be Blackwell chips, which CoreWeave will implement. Right now, they're implementing Hopper, and people are able to use that at a high scale. That partnership is important, but their number one customer, you know who the number one customer is for CoreWeave?
Less informed them.
Microsoft.
My baby.
Microsoft. And if we saw what Microsoft reported, and that's why earnings reports are important, not from the standpoint of, hey, I might get lucky and they'll have a blowout quarter. No, watch what Microsoft does, because if that is their number one customer and they're looking at Azure and how that is taking a piece of the cloud space, then you know CoreWeave is inside of that number. And so I'm interested to see how they report tomorrow. Obviously the debt, but seeing Microsoft have such a great quarter and seeing what Azure has done for them for the quarter, that is a good sign from my standpoint for how CoreWeave will look tomorrow.
You know who CoreWeave reminds me of, even though they're like totally different industries? It reminds me of how long Amazon was in debt because it was investing in infrastructure. And when they finally make that positive turn, they were off to the races. So like if you look at the investment, I think the net margin is like negative 44%. But the infrastructure is so important. Like, and then you have two types of companies. Some come out the gate and just kill it, but some are investing into the future. I can see them just staying hunkered down and taking a positive turn maybe in 5 or 6 years. They get that net margin issue fixed, and then they'll be off to the races. So
yeah. And again, we went to GTC. What was the company we kept seeing?
It was everywhere.
It was everywhere, bro. Every presentation we just saw it.
Not gonna lie.
Who? What's
talking about integration? Yep.
Okay. Let's talk about OpenAI. OpenAI's newest model and mega funding talk has AI valuations once again buzzing. So can we still justify the premium prices paid for AI companies valuations?
I think for the big four. I think for OpenAI for sure, because I think they're best in class or biggest in class. And also too, if Apple has to make a significant investment into Apple, you better do it for her. That other company does.
Oh my gosh.
There's some rumblings.
Let's go. We should go there after this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for the big four, yes. I think there are a few. I want to see what Replit does and where they land. I know their monthly recurring revenue chart came out. They're doing pretty well. So I think for the big four, maybe like top 7, yes. For everyone else, no. Will this phase eventually phase out of, you know, engineers getting paid $300 million or $1 billion in a year? But once they have the infrastructure in place. But our guest last week told you this is a multi-year maneuver. This is just really phase 1.
Yeah.
So no, I don't think the valuations are too high. I don't think people understand how big these valuations should be in comparison. Like I was playing with GPT-5 this week, and just the level of complexity that you can plug into GPT-5 and how smart it is. And they haven't even launched agents for like this. You can piece together some agents, but imagine we can just go into GPT-5 or Copilot and say, make me a business, deploy the code, market and plan, connect ads to it, recurring revenue model, have the funnel. We're not there yet. We're close though. That is going to help an enterprise business dramatically over the next 5 or 6 years. So I don't think that the values may be high enough, honestly.
We got the valuation of OpenAI has gone from 300 billion to now 500 billion in a matter of 12 months. The largest going to be the largest IPO in history. At this rate, it could be $1 trillion by next year, right? If they
Probably will be. And you have to think of it like this: if they can find a way to automate the jobs of half of the workforce, what is that worth?
And I think they have a pathway to it, because what you just mentioned is the agentic piece and the device or the software. And I was using ChatGPT 5, and it, you know what it first made me think of? I said, "Damn, Anthropic's in trouble."
Hello.
Every time
I like Anthropic, but yep,
I've been talking about Claude, and I still use it. But every time ChatGPT updates, it feels like it kicks in the door on something that only Claude was doing. First, it was the documents, then it was inferencing, and now it's coding. I'm like, all right, guys.
Okay.
He's the next phase of this thing will be some type of device. That's where this is headed. That it's going to be agentic very soon, and they're fast tracking it. If you look at the CapEx for the top 7 companies in this space, whether it's Broadcom, whether it's Meta, Microsoft, Apple, will get to Nvidia for sure. Those numbers are only increasing, right? When we talk about $100 billion, we're not talking over the course of 5 years.
Yeah.
They're talking in 2025.
Yes.
That's the number, like they're committing to that this year. So what do you think that looks like as we get more advanced and we have more products and we have more users? That number is going to go up. We are last week's episode was perfect. We keep saying where we at. Now we're in the second inning.
Yep. And from an intelligence standpoint, from when I started first using it in the end of 21, every update is like 2 grades level better. So when I first started, maybe it was like on a 3rd, 4th grade level. Now we're probably 2 years away from a scientific breakthrough happening exclusively on GPT. I have no pay interest in them. This is not me shilling or doing any of that, but like just how smart it's getting at reasoning, like the most complex investing and mathematical formulas I've ever seen is breaking that shit in 4 or 5 minutes. Here's how to deploy the capital, his risk assessment, his risk mitigation, his Black-Scholes model to take in consideration. Like it's PhD level. And then Sam heard all the other competitors saying that they're better, and then just put GPT-5 out for free.
Yeah.
To eat market share. Like, no question about it, Microsoft's going to get a payout. They're not going to own any of it when it goes public. The model's too good. It's too good, man. Like, I don't know if people, like, if I can take you back in time, I'm like, this is Windows 95 for our generation. Those you old enough to remember. GPT-5 may be the best software that's ever been built for consumers.
They have 2.5 billion prompts globally each day.
They
have over 700 million weekly users.
And this company didn't make the offer to.
That's just of today.
What's the top AI companies currently in existence?
OpenAI, of course. I like Perplexity a lot. I like Replit a lot. There was a one in science that I saw. I can't think of the name of it.
Palantir?
Are we counting that?
It's an AI company.
I mean, we could say Nvidia, but they're powering the AI. We have to.
Sure.
AI ecosystem.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Though I would. Nvidia, Microsoft.
We talking publicly traded or not?
Yeah, or just in general.
And all of the above.
All right, just run off a few, and if you miss some, I'll say some as well.
OpenAI for sure. Okay. Perplexity. Replit. I agree. I think Claude's in trouble.
I'm still throwing it in there.
And the real to me. And I think people are underestimating how well Google is fighting back. For sure.
Okay, and I will add Broadcom in there.
Okay.
Yeah,
No, I have no issue with that.
So Palantir's not on there?
Palantir for sure. You said
For sure,
it,
yeah. Because if Andrew and Palantir, for sure.
Yeah. Mike put a company in the text.
Mike said, "Is that innate?" Mike, shout out to Mike. Mike got us in that 4K vision today.
Salute to everybody on the check-in. 2,200 people, 2,300 people on a Monday night.
Hugging Face. Mid-Journey.
On a Monday.
Okay.
Put some questions. This is live. So we will be answering questions. If you have a question, put a question in chat.
Yeah. And you said Google, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, because VO3.
They're fighting back.
VO3, I haven't seen anything better in terms of graphics.
Insane.
Yeah.
ASML.
Okay.
They make the tools for every chip maker. So they're essential. They have a monopoly actually in what they currently do.
Yep.
But why hasn't their stock exploded?
A couple of reasons. I think even though the trade is crowded, it's not just going to give you the same return that Nvidia is going to give. So I just don't think it's their time yet. I think the businesses run incredibly well, but certain times in investing, themes, PR, and narrative matters a lot. I just don't know if they have the right combination of timing and funds being behind them to maybe pull that off. But I think it's an incredibly run company. And I also want to say this too. What Nvidia has been able to do over these last 6 years is an anomaly like no other. Like, we can't make that be our baseline of expectation.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hard when you hear all of these high results and high gains to kind of want a lower return. We talked about that. I mean, they're a great company. Gross margin 52%, net margin is 29%. Like, they are an amazing company. They just aren't Nvidia, but that doesn't mean that they're not still exceptional. I just don't think that they've been able to pull off the kind of return or have asymmetric reward basis that Nvidia does as a result.
This is a geopolitics
it's a big part
problem.
Of it.
Again, ASML is not an American company. It's a Dutch company. There has been an American and Dutch regulation that has stopped ASML from being a part of one of the largest global economies in the world, which is China. That has recently happened. That is going to hurt your bottom line. The other thing is that the EUV systems, the machine that they build, right, that monopoly that Shai's talking about, which TSM uses to manufacture, which Samsung uses to manufacture. When you take Samsung and TSM, you're talking about pretty much every semiconductor in the world.
And they should be much bigger, but they're facing the same geopolitical constriction.
Right. And also they can't ship to China.
Yep.
Then you take into account that the president has put a Europe tariff in effect. That was at 30%. Again, this is not an American company. This is a Dutch company.
Yeah.
That's the first piece. The next piece is, when you really break it down, the EUV machines, the price point for the newest one is $340 million. Right? So you think about the CapEx that it takes to spend to create the machine that you have the monopoly on. Then it goes into how many clients can afford to use you as a partner in business. There are very few. So their client base is very small. Who are they? The top clients: TSM, Samsung, Intel. They take up a bulk of all the orders that come from ASML. When you're only relying on 3 companies, that becomes tough because supply, demand, inventory. Right? You're really reliant on what TSM does, right? If they don't have the orders, then you're not needed. But if they do have the orders, which we're seeing, the AI, that it's picking up, and we're seeing Nvidia then they will become even more necessary. They have a monopoly because they have the machine that manufactures the chips that are going to be designed. We went down the pipeline in EYLU on why they're so important.
Yep.
If we take those geopolitical matters into account, you can see why this kind of company that is a monopoly isn't running the way it should. In terms of
TSM should be way
price.
bigger than what it is.
Yeah,
for sure.
So let's take some questions from the audience. One question is Uber still a good buy?
1000% yes. I love Uber. I spoke about Uber. We did a whole presentation here on Market Mondays a few weeks ago about Uber. Shout out to everybody that tuned in, and shout out to everybody that invested in it. I love it. I love it long term. I got some calls on it. That autonomous piece is important. When we talked about Tesla, the one thing that Tesla does have that Uber does not is that Uber doesn't have to spend CapEx on making a vehicle. It relies on you.
Yeah.
Right. And we talked about the profit margins that are at its footsteps if we get autonomous driving correct. The number one spend for Uber is their drivers and the insurance that comes with those drivers. If we have autonomous, you can obviously see where that revenue model will go up. And people are like, oh my gosh, who's going to want to get in a car with nobody driving? Well,
a bunch of people.
20 years ago, who would get in a car with a stranger and say, take my kid 30 minutes away?
Yep.
Those same people. Now, that's just the first revenue model. I think where it has an even more of a great like segue to really gain profit is from Uber Eats. Because if I could just put the food in an autonomous car, right? And that just goes, you put it in, it delivers, you take it out, that it becomes even more advantageous. You don't need to have anybody handling it.
Yeah.
Not only do you do Uber Eats, but now you start getting into logistics, right? Now you start delivering
the delivery,
like DoorDash does that. So I'm big on Uber. Is one of my companies going into 2026 for sure.
Where does quantum computing fall under AI umbrella?
It's the next evolution at the end of the third wave of AI. We're nowhere near there yet.
We're not.
We're nowhere near.
Here's how it works. This is crazy. That's crazy. That was on there. I didn't even see that. But
that's a super chat question.
Super chat question. So think of it like this. And I had like I said, I went on this walk yesterday with my guys, Max and Ethan, and I had two boulders. And one was a large size boulder and one was kind of a little bit smaller. I said, this is how you should be thinking about semiconductors and wafers and nanometers, right? Because it's measured in nanometers, right? Intel is still making 10 nanometer wafer, right? Whereas Nvidia, AMD have gone down to 5, right? TSM is manufacturing that. And then the next stage, it'll be Nvidia saying, hey, we can do this at 3 nanometers, right? Intel's still at 10, right? So that means they can get a more powerful, more efficient, more information on a smaller chip, which now can go into more devices where Intel is still stuck at this level. After you go from a 3 nanometer, it's not going to go down to 1. The next evolution of that is quantum computing. So that will change that's going to change the entire semi space, right?
Whoever wins the quantum race.
Whoever wins that, you're out of. We're not there yet.
That's a 50-year win. Yep.
This is important. Again, and shout out to Tiffany and shout out to Lewis over at the video when they allow us to go to GTC. Every company who matters in quantum, they spoke and they had a panel and they were with Jensen. So that tells me the way that they do their product models, right? They tell you every 12 months it's a new chip. Meanwhile, they're making a new one every 6. They're cooking.
Yeah. Who will ultimately win that race? Probably OpenAI, Nvidia for sure, Microsoft for sure. If Apple is smart, if they lose this AI race, they got to make their losses up in quantum. And Google is going to do incredibly well.
Okay. Another super chat question. What role does Cisco play in the AI revolution? And is SoFi a good long-term stock for my portfolio?
SoFi, don't love it. But it depends on the price that you got in. So if you got in sub $12, not bad. I wouldn't buy it higher than $13.09. If you got it at $9.76 or $10, great. And then Cisco, I think it will be it's an infrastructure play if you want safety in a space, but I don't think they're a pure AI. They're more of like an infrastructure investment into AI. They're not pure AI at all. But great company though. Solid company to invest in, good management. Drawdown isn't that bad. Great investment if you got into it in April. Very safe. Like Apple is safe. Like even though Apple may pull back, it's going to outperform the bond market and like that B tier of the Russell 2000. So you don't have to worry about anything there. But I think it'd be a misrepresentation to call Cisco a pure AI investment.
Yeah, Cisco is it's in that same lane with like Supermicro and Dell, where they take parts for AI servers and they assemble them for companies. Solid company. I just like Dell a little bit more just because of who they're partnering with and the company that they're partnering with impact that it'll have on the future. That being Nvidia. But yeah, solid company. But I'm gonna go with Dell.
So somebody else asked a good question. They said, if you're buying and holding long term, does price matter?
Absolutely, because it returns how much return on investment you get and how much quicker you'll get to your goal. That's a great question. Like waiting for a great price may be the difference between you retiring in 13 years versus 4 or 5. Like that. Ask anyone who invested in June how they feel about their investment in versus the prices that are called in April. There's immediate return. Like Rashad, you could have bought the same condo at a different time for 500. The return is different, or let's say 422. The return on 422 is still a good investment, but the price basis in which you got in at 285 makes it a home run from when you first get it.
Yeah.
So I see, even if you invest at the top of the market, can you get a positive return? Yes, but are you going to get 70% return, 80%, 100%, 400% return in some cases like AMD or Nvidia or Lilly? For when I got people in the stock club and into those prices, it determines how quickly you'll be able to have your freedom.
Yeah,
price is everything. Anytime someone tells you the price in which you invest in something does not matter, run. Madoff level scam. Madoff level. Just buy it anywhere. No, that's true. In futures, options, warrants, short-term investing, long-term, 0-day expiration, micro futures, everything. The price that you pay for an asset matters.
It matters. I'm with you. Everything that you said is spot on. I want people to not be afraid of pricing in a sense where if Apple was at 209 and then tomorrow it's trading at 212, oh, I missed it.
Yep.
Right? Like you might have missed the first few percentage points. That doesn't mean it's still not a good investment. And so just keep that in mind, right? Like people are like, well, it's up 7% today. I missed it. No, it'll pull back. But just keep in mind, like if you miss the first 3 or 4%, like you're okay. When it's up 130%, like some of these companies we talked about, yeah, probably not the best time.
Yeah,
but just keep that in mind.
And we saw this with the meme coin craze when AMC and everyone's like, well, it's going to keep running, and every pricing structure matters, even in Bitcoin. Like, that's why I know why I sounded crazy when it was at 65,000. Then I said, hey, invest at 20. But yes, you still had positive return, but a much higher return from when I called you to invest in 20 versus where it is now. Like AMC still hasn't recovered. AMC was at 72, is currently at 303.
303, yeah, so it reported yesterday or this morning.
So
yeah,
price matters so much.
Oh, would you look at that? 6,300 people on the check-in.
Yeah, shout out to y'all. They put down the T on her app.
Would you look at that?
T on her is crazy.
What do you know?
That's crazy.
Child, we're gonna dribble the ball out, my boy. Oh, here you go. I got you. We're not gonna act like Gil. Shout to Gil. Oh, first day out. That's my boy.
Yo. They're gonna do it all. They're gonna do it all.
Okay. Mitigation of risk.
Important. It's very important.
Mitigation of risk
across all asset classes.
For sure.
Should we focus on buying fractional shares now because for some of us, companies like Netflix and the $150 range seems far gone.
I think buying fractional shares has a great impact. If you need to see a win accumulate in your account, it may not lead you to freedom, but what it will do is you end up telling yourself, I know what I'm doing. So if you buy a percentage of a share or a bunch of shares, it may not give you the end goal of retirement or retiring early, but what it will do is give you confidence to go into your next investment and say, I waited for this price. I did my research. I know the net margin. I know where they weigh in terms of the industry. Are they top 3? And that builds a habit of doing the right thing over and over again. Long term, would I recommend it? No. I will find an asset that I can put money into that I'm able to have more shares of. That's why XRP was very attractive for people in the crypto community for a long period of time, while Bitcoin and Ethereum ran away. That was still priced reasonably. So I think it's a good introductory way to get into the market, but long term, I wouldn't continue to buy fractional. But I agree, a lot of prices, Netflix currently at 12, 18, 31.
Yeah.
Too damn high, but they are killing it.
They are.
You gotta give them credit. That WWE acquisition, and NFL is helping.
So, and then, UFC just left ESPN. They let it over at Paramount. But the fractional shares, I'm not mad at it, because I think what we want to do is encourage people to invest.
For sure.
I will say, and this has happened to me, and I don't want anyone to feel like they're alone in that, right? They're watching Netflix run. I talk about it all the time. I watch Chipotle run, and I said, when it pulls back, I'm going to grab some Chipotle shares. Then I'm going to get calls, and it never did. It just never did until it ran up to the point where they had a stock split, and I was like, wow, maybe it just wasn't for me. And it hasn't really recovered since that stock split. It's kind of just been consolidating and trying to figure out its way. Obviously, they had a CEO change, and now Nichols is over at Starbucks. But there's other great companies at great prices. And so I say yes, yes, fractional shares if you believe in that company stronghold. But there's companies that trade under $100 that are still very attractive, and some that trade under $200. Nvidia being one of those that are very attractive. So yes, anything that can encourage you to be in the market, I'm always going to encourage and support.
I'm 29-year-old investor with capital. I have with the capital I have, I dollar cost average every 2 weeks. What's the best strategy for me?
Do that for the next 15 years of your life.
You got it.
After that. Avoid all noise and do that the next 15 years of your life. Buy top quality companies, top 3 in their sector. If you keep doing that, you should have $3 to $6 million, depending on how much money you're putting into the market.
I would add into it, continue to research. Find a sector that you really believe in, that you see growth in.
Semiconductors is a sector. Go pop bottles, enjoy your life. Invest here 2 weeks.
You're just going to give them the shortcut to it.
Because we don't give enough value.
Study technology. Definitely study semiconductors. Look at the ETFs that have them, SMH, stocks, and really understand. I think when you understand the role that each one plays, like I said, each one is not created equal. When you understand the role that they play and what their functionality is, the vision becomes so clear, like as to how important they are and how we're not going to be able to operate without.
Each one reach one. Between Apple and Amazon, who is better positioned to adapt to the emerging tech shifts?
Due to Tim Cook getting his back kicked in for the last 16 weeks, for sure. Tim Cook. If nothing else, I know some of you were mad at me over the criticism, but I'm always going to be honest about the companies that I love and I'm invested in. He heard the message loud and clear. And sometimes as an executive, you need to hear that rally cry from your audience or board members to make you course correct. While I like Amazon, the net margin issue has always been a concern of mine, even though I love the company dearly. Apple is going to do a better job, I think. Now, are they better than Nvidia and Microsoft? No. But versus Amazon, I think Apple is going to do a lot better.
You think Apple will do a lot better in
facing the challenges over the next 4 or 5 years?
I am going to disagree with you.
Okay.
I don't usually do that, but I'm just a strong Amazon believer.
Me too.
And based on a couple of things, them number one leading cloud service, their commitment to capex spend inside of AI, the technology that they have, the database that they have, and the innovation that they potentially will have. I still like them a little bit over Apple. Apple, again, it's like being a dead horse at this point. The commitment, yes, the 100 million or 100 billion is where is it to build factories to build more iPhones, or are we building a new product inside of these factories?
It's to build their survival.
Are we building data centers that are going to power it? Like, what is the thing, right? Perplexity has been on the table and
have not moved fast enough.
And they didn't, not even that they didn't even move fast enough. They allowed another company in the device space, Samsung, to be specific, to come in and say they're nearly about to sign the deal. Like the new versions of Google phones, not Google phones, of the Samsung phones are going to have Perplexity
already installed.
The app is going to be installed. It's going to be working with Bixby, and it's going to be implemented in their phones. Whereas Apple's still trying to think, hey, can we use that with Siri?
Which would be a great catalyst for one of two things. And we're going to InvestFest, so I'm going to be very measured and loving and kind.
Okay.
Either Tim Cook is going to reimagine his role as CEO and move to chairman, or he's going to find something to replace the perplexity, fumble, and kerfuffle, and he's going to find something from Paul Graham to invest in.
You remember the treasure chest we used to talk about with Apple?
For sure.
It used to sit at 140 billion. The number's now at 107.
You're going to have to spend another couple.
But still, so the question is, you're making a commitment into AI. When are we going to see it?
After we reimagine his position at Apple.
You just gonna stay.
I want to be very. Listen. I was the first one.
Stay right there.
Publicly to state, I think it's time to reinvest into. And I'm not saying that he's not one of the greatest executives of all time.
Yes.
This is true. Okay. The missing of the AI train, when I calculated it, probably currently is a $50 billion mistake for Apple. If this runs for another 4 or 5 years, it would be probably a $750 billion mistake. You could have bought any of them.
Yeah.
Licensed. Like, and this, I think it's a great lesson as an executive. You have to always be committed to reinventing and find the thing that's going to kill you. Microsoft was dead for 10 years. Ballmer went off and ran off with the Clippers, and Black Lives didn't matter at a certain point. They just focus on reimagining what enterprise software looks like. And they've done an amazing, and as a result, great job. Nvidia invested into CoreWeave. Microsoft invested into OpenAI. So when you're seeing the capital being deployed into the future just for the safety of your own career, having a treasure chest, how do you not buy? What do you tell? We have the money. We got 107 billion here, but you just didn't wire this and make the deal memo to say, yo, I'll give you 34 today.
But
of course you're going to pay a premium, but why haven't you done it?
Here's the part why I brought up the operating cash flow, right? Because that is a drastic difference, right? It's like almost $40 billion difference, right? Microsoft once was at 106 billion. Their operating cash flow is now at 136, meaning that they're still generating revenue at a high level, point where the operating cash flow is increasing. Apple, once that sat in that spot, is not generating this. You see what I'm saying? And
you're not developing to make this brick better. Yeah. So therefore, I'm just okay.
So this is why I'm going with Amazon, man.
I'm not the only thing that while I say while Amazon is a better run company, they've gotten a net margin up because they used to be terrible.
Yeah, it was bad. Single digits.
10.55% net margin for Amazon, and Apple as of right now. And you know, it's breaking news. Elon Musk got a legal action against Apple for antitrust violations. Great.
That just happened?
Yeah, right now. And Apple's at 26. If the margins were on par, oh, I'd be with you 1,000%. And what Apple has always done for the last 10 or 15 years, or post Steve Jobs' death, has leaned on ecosystem and margin too much and not innovation. Biggest ecosystem, biggest number of users, who's going to adapt. You can never think like there's always going. IBM went through a restructuring. Intel, like as much as I pile on Intel, man, that Pentium processor back, that was the gold standard. I've seen this story before when you don't innovate. Thanks. At one point in time, Compaq and Dell were the hottest thing ever. And then you have rapid innovation and you miss the next wave.
Elon is saying that Apple is behaving in a manner that makes it impossible for any AI company besides OpenAI to reach #1 in the App Store, which is unequivocal antitrust violation.
It reminds me of Fortnite shit all over again. That one little thing.
XAI will take immediate legal action. He said they refuse to put XAI or Gronk in their must-have section when X is the #1 news app in the world and Gronk is the #5 among all apps. Are you playing politics?
And I can't argue with them. Grok and XAI are pretty damn good. They're pretty damn good. Shaw, what are your thoughts? I see you pondering. What's going on?
XAI?
Just acquire it?
You on it? You use it?
Oh, yeah, I use that XAI. It's pretty good.
How many people put in chat if you use XAI? I have a strong suspicion that the vast majority of people in this chat have never used XAI.
Yeah, I would agree. Probably 95% have not.
That's what he's saying. I can't find it.
He says it's the #1 news app in the world.
No, X is
like Twitter.
X is yeah. XAI. You can't find it, which is what he's saying. Like, how are y'all not able to search it?
That's not even true though. What he's saying. Because if you could look at it, Instagram is a news app.
But that shows up on it what's trending, right? Like we just show like the top 3 apps, and the top 10 Instagram will probably be in there.
He's saying like being throttled in the app store.
Like they're trying to suppress it so people don't find it.
Well, he rigged the algorithm. You know, I ended up on the other side of the algorithm. It was a weird experience. It was very weird.
Oh.
Yeah, I ended up
easy.
I ended up on the other side.
Yeah, hold on.
Easy.
No, I'm not gonna say it. But I ended up on the other side of the algorithm. You know, it's one of these things. It was a very eye-opening experience because it's like, I don't even know what to compare it to. It's like almost being in a different universe. Because I'm on one side of the algorithm when it comes to a certain topic. That's like one of the biggest topics in the world.
Like the multiverse, right?
Yeah, so all I see on my feed are things that kind of support my thought process on that. And then I'm in Africa, and randomly, I don't know, I'm still not sure what happened. I ended up on the other side of the algorithm, and I started to see all of these posts that were completely opposite from the posts that I've been seeing for the last 18 months, and I'm just like, there's another side of an algorithm. It's kind of crazy to be completely honest with you about it, because it was like, I mean, I kind of know it, but it's not. But it's compelling stories. It's like highlighted stories. It's support stories. It's like propaganda and
propaganda at the highest level.
And you seeing it,
Social
and there's
science.
a lot of people that are supporting it. A lot of people engaging with the comments, and I'm reading the comments, and I'm like, wow, this is interesting. I've never seen the other side of the algorithm before. Have you? Have you ever seen the other side of the algorithm?
I don't think
Not
so.
on that topic.
And the crazy thing is that it wasn't a situation. It was like, oh, his IP address changed and we were on a different Wi-Fi, because I was sitting right next to him. Mine didn't change.
Something happened.
Social. It was a social experience, social science class.
Something happened. But then what I did was I put on Instagram, don't show me these type of posts anymore, and then my algorithm went back to my old algorithm.
Oh, you can hit that not for 30 days. It says that.
Well, it just was like I would not like to see posts like this.
Oh, okay.
So I hit that, and then my algorithm switched back to the old algorithm. But I'm like, for the first time in my life, I saw the other side of the algorithm. That's kind of crazy.
And you made it back.
I made it back. I
made it back, man.
I made it back.
Quite impressive. Quite impressive.
For sure. Okay. Hypothetically, what would Troy want to see in a potential mentee? How do you offer value to those who already have a lot?
What would I like to see? You know what? I'm mentoring two young men in our town, like I said earlier. I like to see kids who are hungry, who have initiative, who want to learn. The teacher in me likes a student that wants to learn.
Yeah.
I've been around a lot of people, even now, like there's people who are very close to our situation who don't have the appetite to learn, right? Like I had a conversation with a former coworker of mine. He was like, even though you came to my house, you sat down with me, you explained this to me a few years ago, and it was great and I appreciate it, I still didn't do it. It took me about a year and a half of watching Yellow Market Mondays to do it, and I got involved in investing, and now I'm super thankful for it. So I like somebody that has the willingness and is eager to learn, that wants to change, you know, not just their financial wherewithal, but their mental, right? How you, like I said, when you start researching, you start learning, you start seeing things so different.
So the world differently.
Yeah, so I'm always looking for that. That's what I'm doing. And the fact that these young men they graduated from our high school, it made it even more special because I'm like, at 18, like this kid talking about he's maxing out his Roth IRA. I'm like, wait, what?
That's so dope.
What are you talking? Like, I text Shy. I'm like, yo, look at this. This is crazy. Like, they live in our neighborhood. I'm like, nah, we got to make sure they're out of here. So yeah, eagerness to learn. It's probably the number one thing.
Eager to learn. Okay. Do remember Invest Fest. So, okay, on Friday, August 22nd, in Auditorium C101 from 12:30 to 1:30, there's a workshop, Legacy and Wealth, Financial and Estate Planning Essentials. And that's done by my dad.
The real OG.
So shout out to Pops, your dad cool as hell.
Shout out to the Bilal Group, offering 50% discounts for anybody that comes to that for a financial plan. So if you get a financial plan, if you ever had a financial plan before, it's like a whole booklet where they go through your whole, it's like getting a medical report.
Yeah.
So anybody that goes to that session will get a 50% off to a financial plan. 12:30 on Friday.
12:30 to 1:30.
Auditorium C101.
Yeah, so it's one of the side auditoriums.
How many things is there on Friday? There's the auditorium, there's the stage, and then there's the vendor marketplace, right?
There's three. We got three of those rooms on the side. Yeah, it's packed, man.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot of competition.
Yeah. Shout out to the Bilal Group.
It's a lot of competition on Friday. You got to fight for your spots.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's a lot of people. Last year on Friday, I mean, there was thousands of people. Obviously, we're doing the pitch competition, but the lines for some of these things, it was just like, whoa, people are so eager. So I want people to really download the app, look at the schedule, look at all the programming, and like start just circling like, yo, legacy and wealth finance. I need to know more about that, right? Like I got to figure that out. That's something that I don't have. If I'm taking my financial future serious, I need to sit down with professionals that can do that. I'm circling that. What am I going to be doing at 2:00? You know what? I got to circle that. I need somebody to be with me so they can get my food so I can't miss any of this. There's just too much information that's happening on Friday. Obviously, we already know what's going to happen on Saturday, Sunday, but Friday, it's like, it feels real personal.
Friday's a very important day. I can't stress that enough. Please, 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 if you have a ticket, go Friday, go Thursday, actually get your badge, but be there early on Friday. Spend all day Friday. It's very, 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 very important. That's a lot of information on Friday. You're going to get your money back just on Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday is just you playing with house's money at that point. But man, be there on Friday for sure, for sure, for sure. Please, 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 please be there Friday. And Shout out to Bojaluna for the $50 super chat. Says she appreciates us. No questions. Just she says she appreciates us. See you at InvestFest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we got to take a picture of that. So when I see you, we take a picture because I appreciate you too. You could be anywhere in the world, but you here with
us. Great question from V Goodfellow. What are you guys looking forward to most for InvestFest?
I always look forward to VIP night. Selfishly, it's just one of these things that I just have a good vibe. It's just a vibe. And it's fun. It's fun mixed with education, networking. For the first time ever, we got a stand-up performance. Carlos Miller from 85 South is doing stand-up. And we're going to have Pinky Cole talking business. We got Terrence J, Pretty V, Jay the Waiter. Man.
It's going to be a good time.
Myself, Ian. So VIP night, it's an open bar, drink responsibly. But it's a great networking. It's fun. It's a vibe. The ladies always come out to VIP night. If you're interested in that, it's just
hold on. Say it again.
Yeah, so funny, yo.
I'm gonna zoom in on that.
Don't do that.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh my
everybody
God.
comes out in their best.
Boy,
man.
you have masters that love. The ladies.
Don't do that.
Oh my gosh.
But definitely and on Friday, we're actually doing a book signing in the vendor marketplace during the daytime. TWCC, we're doing a book signing. So that's going to be crazy. We're going to be in the vendor marketplace on Friday.
That's what makes it so unique. Like, how many people have events and you actually see the people who are actually throwing the event?
That's very true.
But outside that, I'm looking for Jack Dorsey conversation.
Of course.
Magic Johnston's conversation. Ian Dunlap's performance. 19 Keys performance. I'm looking towards every single AI panel that we have. We have
for
4.
Sure. The AI one,
I'm looking towards the AI panels for sure. I'm looking towards Melanin Money and Miss Business. Talking about the secrets of the wealthy. I'm looking towards
MG.
Ross Mack, MG, talking about real estate.
Steve Harvey.
I'm looking to Steve Harvey and Issa and Charlemagne. That's crazy. I'm looking.
That's a hell of a lineup, yo. Like, from an information standpoint, for what they've created, and a performance standpoint,
I'm looking towards the NIL panel too. So much stuff that's happening with this NIL situation. We got Floor J. We got D. Smith, used to be the head of the NFL Players Association. We got Kenny Smith Jr. Our girl Joy Taylor will be hosting that panel.
Yes.
Oh, that's dope. That's fire.
Yes. Brother Stack 5.
Stat
will be on the panel.
One of the most solid people are.
What are you guys looking forward to? Put in chat. And Ian, what are you looking forward to?
Steve, Charlemagne, Issa Rae. I think that's underrated. And I don't think people know how hard to put those 3 together just to get gems on how to navigate the industry. Definitely looking forward to talking to Jack. Definitely looking forward to seeing 19 Keys. Like 19 Keys and Steve Harvey every year make me go back to the room like, oh my God, the fuck I'm gonna
smoke. Real smoke.
Yeah. So them, and then for sure Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Sure. I think he's one of our brightest business minds. And I don't know if people appreciate him in that fashion as much as they should, but I think after that conversation Sunday, they definitely will.
Yeah, I think I think based on Magic for sure. I think working with the block team the way we've been working with them over the past few weeks, I'm super excited about that. Like, I'm like really excited about that. And this is the first time that Market Mondays has come to InvestFest. So that's gonna be
know.
Yeah. That's gonna be dope in itself. Like, when we on stage together, it's just a vibe. Like,
it's always a good time.
People watch this every week and then they see it live in person. It's like, yo, this is really crazy because those are the guys I watch every week. I think that's dope. I think selfishly for me, it would be meeting the first timers. I love walking into somebody who's seeing this for the first time and just how they're taking this in, because it is such a unique experience. I always tell people, you got to see it. Like, it's one thing to watch it on Instagram and you might watch a replay and you see some clips from some episodes.
But it's different.
people that look like you, that are like-minded, that are goal-oriented, that have come with a purpose, that are gonna have fun, that are gonna learn, that are gonna network, is nothing like it, man. So when somebody gets to see that for the first time, especially the young adults that we bring in, we got over 100. I know they had a meeting tonight. Shout out to everybody that pulled up to the center tonight. It's nothing like it. It's nothing like it, man. It's really a feeling.
I'm looking for the China panel too.
That's gonna be good.
That's gonna be a good one.
Yep.
That's gonna be a really good one, actually. And the Africa panel.
Oh my gosh.
That's actually vitally important. That's actually vitally important. Every single person should go to that one. Everybody should go to the Africa panel. We've been talking about it so much.
Mandatory.
We've been talking about Africa so much that it's like, yo, this should be a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And I got the email deal room, man.
Oh, you got it?
Deal room,
you got it?
That deal room. That deal room.
Oh.
Yeah.
Deal room.
Can't wait.
Oh, what a time. InvestFest. InvestFest is always a good time in Atlanta, man. So much stuff going on.
Y'all stressed or you good?
Feel good.
Good.
Feel good.
Yeah.
Then we got
it's a good time.
A couple things this week, then a couple days of like solace. Then it's like, let's go. Let's get this thing going. Yeah, let's get to it. Yeah, so you will see us. You will see us in Atlanta. I'm looking forward to meeting everybody, seeing everybody. I want to make the experience as wonderful as possible. You get those moments where you meet people and you're like, man, I wonder if it's gonna be just like. I'm super conscious of that, man. So I want to make sure that, I'm as punctual and as friendly and loving a person as it seems.
That hotel sold out. So y'all got to get your hotels, man. Get your hotels, but
the
Signia is sold out. That weekend concert will be in effect on Thursday.
Oh, that's a fact.
Weekend concert on Thursday, 85 South Comedy Show, official EYL event for InvestFest. That's on Thursday. Man.
Even Black Out Loud, Kev, like, I don't think people know.
Everyone stage, that boy's on fire.
Kev is different.
He beat us for the award.
He took an award from us, man. Shout out to Kev. Yo, his Cracker Barrel skit that he did last week.
Hilarious, yo.
Yo, Kev, you got to chill, man. You got to chill.
And he's just a good dude, too.
He's a
great
solid
great marketer.
Shout out to Dave Shans.
Shout out to Dave Shans.
He had a dope event.
Yeah, podcast summit went well, man. Shout out to him.
Shout out to Dave Shans. He'll be
Shout out to Tabidi. Next time, no.
Tabidi will be in the building.
Tabidi, my brother.
Please.
Yeah, he gotta be Tabidi for a while. I can't even call him Beatty after that.
Tabidi. My brother.
Yo, Atlanta gonna be crazy this weekend, bro. They got the weekend concert. They got InvestFest, 85 South. I think there's a football game that's happening on Saturday.
Gonna be a time.
Oh no, really?
There's always a football game.
The preseason, right? Let me check.
No, like that's the first game. Like that's the first game of college. Last year they had Florida State. It was a HBCU game.
Oh, I think that one's the next weekend.
No, the weekend of InvestFest.
Is it? Let me check. Damn.
There's always
parking gonna be crazy.
There's always a football game that happens. Look, nightlife will definitely be in effect. The nightlife situation, but make sure you wake up if you're going to hang out. If you're going to hang out,
get up. You better get up.
If you're going to hang out, you got to get up. That's a fact. Don't come to InvestFest and go to every party and no panels.
Mistake.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. There's people that do that.
I know.
From my neighborhood, people that come from my neighborhood, they'll come and go to every party, and I'm like, "Yo, what panel did you learn the most from?"
I ain't see one.
Yo, I couldn't even make it into the panels. You just want to come to Atlanta just to hang out? Like, what are we doing? Yeah. What are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? It's 2025.
They shall remain nameless.
And to the clubs, can you turn the air conditioning on? Last year, I almost passed out.
Please.
Oh, my Lord.
Please.
Oh, wear a sweater. You know, I'm anemic. So whenever you go to these type of events like InvestFest, it's usually it's cold.
No game.
At least to me it is.
We good.
Yeah.
So wear a sweater.
There is a soccer game on Sunday.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, no football is on that weekend. DC,
soccer's even.
That's what I said.
Bigger.
That's big.
That's gonna be 80,000 people.
And Atlanta United is usually tough. So yeah, get there early on Sunday.
Yeah. All right, man.
2 hours in, y'all. We appreciate y'all.
Love y'all.
Yo,
I don't know, man. We made it back to going live. You know what I'm saying?
Happy heavenly birthday to Nipsey Hussle, the great. August 15th is his birthday. Rest in peace to him. His spirit lives on. Obviously, do all the work we do.
Long live Nip Hussle, man.
He got the Crenshaw on today.
Black Sam.
Shout out to the whole family.
And the whole unit.
And then happy birthday, my nephew turning 14, man. Happy birthday, Miles. Love you, boy.
Oh man, rest in peace to my high school guy, Brandon Wash. My God.
Oh man, condolences
to your family, Levy. I love you, Max. I love you, my Lord.
Condolences.
Go reach out to somebody that you love, yo. Brandon was a super good dude. So,
all right, y'all.
It was your son's birthday too, right?
No, it's my girl's birthday.
Oh, okay.
It's on February 7th. You good with dates, though.
This guy's crazy. This guy's crazy. On that note, this guy's crazy.
No!
On that note,
no. Don't go. Come back.
That's crazy. Happy birthday to everybody in your life, Ian.
You my dog, though. Shout out to my baby.
Happy birthday to everybody.
Shout out to everybody else on the homos, too, though. I appreciate y'all.
Yo, man, it's been real, y'all. Be good. Wednesday,
what's up on the
blackout.
dinners,
Huh?
What's up on the dinners, though?
The dinners? Oh, yeah.
Nah, come on,
you will be.
That's another email. That's a different.
You'll be notified.
Pierre,
yeah, you know.
That's a fact. The dinner play.
You know.
The dinner play.
Yo, y'all be good. We'll see y'all Wednesday, man. 10 o'clock. Make sure y'all there. Love is love.
Son's birthday in chat for discount to Red Panda.
Love.
All right, y'all.
Love y'all.